You are welcome to Ma's Storytime. Sit back, watch and learn from our today's story. Once upon a time, a young woman named Idara. She was a young woman full of life and energy. She used to be a happy girl with big dreams. But one day, something happened. Idara returned from the university to her parents' house, not as a happy girl she used to be, but now very dull and absent-minded. At first, her family thought she was just stressed or tired, but things got worse. Idara started talking to herself, laughing at nothing, and sometimes shouting or crying without a reason. Her family didn't understand what was happening. They were scared. They didn't want the neighbors to know, so they locked her in a room. They took her to the hospital and tried all sorts of herbal medicine, but nothing worked. After a while, they gave up. It was like she had lost her mind. She had become mentally unstable. They left her alone. Just like that, Idara was on her own out of the house. She wandered the streets of the town, hungry and cold. She picked up papers to keep warm, ate leftover food from trash cans, and slept in unfinished buildings with no doors or windows. Some nights, her mind would clear up for a few minutes, and she would realize where she was, and cry. But then, the fog would come back, and she would be lost again. She was alone, forgotten. Until one day, a woman saw Idara sitting outside a market. She was about to walk past like the others. But she came close, looked into Idara's eyes and said, "You need help." With difficulty, that woman took Idara to her church, where a priest prayed for her. Later, she took her to a hospital where doctors helped her mind heal. It wasn't fast. It took months of care, prayers, and medicine. But little by little, Idara began to smile again. She started remembering who she was. She laughed at jokes. She danced to music. Her life slowly came back to her. And when she was well enough, the kind woman enrolled her in a fashion designing house, where she learned how to sew men's attire. It was there she later met a man, so kind, and who couldn't resist her beauty. They became friends. Then, something more. That man loved Idara just as she was, and soon they began to plan marriage. But the past has a way of finding its way back, even when we think it's buried. One Sunday afternoon, Terry took Idara to his hometown to introduce her to his family. It was supposed to be a happy time, but Idara froze the moment she saw his sister Kate. Idara knew that face. Kate was her friend in the university. Idara's mind flashed back. The memory hit her like a lightning bolt. Her heart raced. Her hands shook. It was Kate who had given her a strange drink before she lost her mind. The one drink that destroyed her mind. Idara recalled how she gave her a strange drink, pretending it was good for her painful menstruation. She didn't know it had something dangerous inside. Something that hurt her mind. That drink made her sick in a way no one could see. It wasn't a fever or a cough. It was her thoughts that started to break. It was Kate who took her home to her parents and lied that maybe her too much studying has harmed her brain. For days after that visit, Idara couldn't sleep. She'd wake up sweating, crying, and she thought it was all over for her marriage with Terry. When Terry asked what was wrong, Idara didn't know what to say. How could she tell him that the woman who nearly ended her life was his own sister? Idara started pulling away. She avoided meeting with Terry, snapped at him over little things, and once, she even told him she won't marry him again. But Terry sat her down. He looked her in the eyes and said, "Whatever it is, I can walk through it with you. Just don't shut me out." That broke her. Through tears, she told him everything. How Kate had given her a drink that day. How everything went dark after that. Terry didn't say a word. He just held her. Days later, Terry brought Kate to his house and invited Idara to meet her. Idara almost screamed when she saw Kate. But instead, she froze in place as Kate sat silently on the couch. "I know what I did was wrong," Kate said quietly. "I've carried it for years, and I regret it. Idara came in slowly and sat across from Kate. I was jealous, she continued. You remember Dozy? The boy I liked back then? He always talked about you, always smiled when you walked by. I hated how easy it was for you to shine. I felt invisible. I thought if I could make you disappear, he'd notice me. So, I put something in your drink. I knew it would destroy your mind and make you unstable. Idara sat still. Her mind swirled, heart pounding in her ears. She wanted to scream, to cry, to throw something, but she didn't. She just said, Kate? Why? I wanted Dozy, Kate said. But I lost even before I gained. He wasn't interested in me, Kate cried. I harmed you all for nothing. I regretted my action, Kate continued. When I returned to your house to check on you, I was told you were roaming around the town unstable, Idara cried, and Terry sat beside her cuddling and consoling her. I was surprised to see you with my brother as his wife-to-be, Kate continued. I wanted to tell my parents about your past, but I remembered that I caused it all, so I kept quiet. Kate knelt before Idara to apologize. Idara, I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. Just then, Terry increased the volume of his phone, and the voice of his parents were heard apologizing too. Both Idara and Kate were surprised. His parents were listening to Kate's confession all along. Idara thought that was the end, but Terry's parents accepted her and supported their marriage. Kate and Idara embraced each other as Idara forgave her. Terry, Idara and Kate traveled to Idara's home to see her parents. They were surprised to see Idara not only well, but with a man to marry her. After hearing what Kate did, they refused to accept Terry as Idara's husband, with the reason that their daughter wouldn't be safe if Kate was to be her sister-in-law. But Kate pleaded with them to let Idara marry her brother. Idara is good for my brother. She was and is still a good girl. Please allow my brother to marry her. It will help to alleviate my sin. Terry later married Idara, and she went back to school to complete her education, and they live happily ever after. Kate also got married after she had faced several disappointments before confessing her deed against Idara. Forgiveness is a powerful form of healing, but it doesn't erase the pain. Only love, truth, and accountability can. This story teaches us that mental health struggles are real, even when they're invisible, and they deserve understanding, not shame. Jealousy, when left unchecked, can destroy lives, but owning your wrongs and seeking forgiveness can open a path to redemption. True love is not just romance. It's standing by someone through their worst, not just their best. Families may resist, but when truth is spoken and hearts are humbled, even deep wounds can be healed. Everyone deserves a second chance, but it must be earned through courage, confession, and change.